joining here, going live. Anything you want to talk about, life at this age, fitness, training, nutrition, whatever it is, just joining you here tonight. You join me, so just come on in. All right. I haven't done a live like this in a while. Let's see. Go ahead, say hello. Tell me that you're here. Tell me that you're watching. Again, if you have any questions, I want to make this time for you. If anything, just check in. You guys watching the videos? Are you watching me training with Jay? Are there any things that you want to see? This is the time for us to check in. Enrique, Anita, good to have you guys here. Say hello, hello, hello. Post in the comments. We're also live on YouTube. If you're on my Facebook page, at Skip LaCour page, make sure that you're on my YouTube channel, at Skip LaCour. And if you're on my YouTube channel, at Skip LaCour, make sure you're on my Facebook page, at Skip LaCour page. I got a lot of stuff going on there. A lot of things you don't see at Facebook, different format. Hello, Coleman. How are you? Things are well. I hope they are well for you. Let me show. Darian, where are you from? And are you back in the gym? Did you ever leave the commercial gym? Do you have a home gym? Are you back in the gym? I'm really, I'm enjoying being back in a commercial gym. Didn't even know how much I missed it. You guys back in the gym? Eric, hello. Evening to you, sir. Where are you from, Eric? How long have you been following my videos and my Facebook page? Let me know. And if you're on YouTube, check and see, make sure we're going live on YouTube. Eric, good to have you here, sir. Eric, tell me how long you've been watching my videos. Pete, hello. Let me give Eric some screen time there. And Pete, good to see you too. All right, guys, how's the fitness? How's the fitness world? You guys doing well? John is watching. Let's see. Anita says, crazy 5 grandsons, giggle galore. Man, this stuff hiding on the kitchen porch for a break. That's a good thing to go back to, though, right? Thanks for being here, Anita. MF. Hey, man. Thanks for helping. What have you found most helpful, MF? Let me know what you found most helpful. I want to do more of that. If you guys have any questions, you want to ask me any questions, I'll tell you that, one thing that, I've learned is that, when you guys come to me, you want fitness. So, obviously doing this for 32 years, there probably isn't anything that I haven't talked about. There probably isn't anything that I probably haven't talked about like 1,000 times in 31 years, but, got to keep it fresh. But, I notice, what makes it interesting is all the other stuff. Right. But I always want to keep it to the core, give you the fitness information that you need. I'm always trying to find what's the right format, to bring in all the other interesting things in life. All right. Without taking away from the fitness information you come to. I'm going through a stage that, to me, I feel as though I'm just saying the same things all the time. I knew it's fresh, new, it's appreciated by you. But sometimes, because I've been saying this, refining it like 32 years, saying it 1,000 times, getting better at saying it, finding more distinctions, not just saying the same things for 32 years. I've been evolving, all right? But sometimes in my head, I just feel, didn't I just say that 5 minutes ago? So if you have any just questions about life, maybe I can ask you some questions. Maybe you can help me get excited. I know you guys love this stuff and you appreciate this. I just want to make it more interesting for you. Maybe it's only boring to me sometimes, but you guys are fine. Just tell me what you want more of. Let's see what Darian has to say. Darren says, I'm in Camden, New Jersey. I'm back in the gym. Awesome. I've lost 20 pounds last year and I kept it off and hoping to lose a little more weight. Awesome. Got a good plan going there. You certainly let me know what I can do to help you with that, Damien. All right. Let's see here. So who's here from YouTube? Oh, YouTube. Let's see. Alberto is here. 64 years old, sticking to my home gym, working out 2 times a week. Awesome. Alberto, where are you from? Where are you from, Alberto? So Alberto's on my YouTube channel at Skip the Core. If you're on Facebook, make sure that you like, subscribe, and get notified of the alerts over on YouTube. All right. MF is from in Maine, and he's on my YouTube channel too. All right. Let's see. So Eric, 54 years old and struggling with breaking through that last layer of fat, it seems. Yeah, I'll tell you, through a lot of hard work and consistency and just, kind of watching what you eat, going to the gym, being consistent, it's when you're consistent, it's easy to get that point about 22, 23% body fat, look better than most men your age. Can't see what you look like, see your avatar, Eric. Then at that point, then it takes more consistency, but it's consistency knowing what you're doing. And, my experience helping out so many men, they kind of, come with a pattern pretty much instinctive just through a lot of hard work. And I can't speak to your situation, but a lot of times they're not eating enough food. They're just not eating enough food. It feels right. They're not hungry. They're not starving. That amount of food that they're eating got them where they are. And they, kind of assume that, well, maybe I have the right training routine. Maybe if I just keep on going, just keep on keeping on, right? I'll finally break through, something will happen. Usually not. It's hard for me to give direction that someone can really take because they don't know how much food they're eating. And I know guys' heads, they get overwhelmed, just thinking they got to count their calories every day. I'm not necessarily saying that, but you have to have an idea how many calories you're eating. And, compared to that, a lot of food is little food. So that instinctive part and that hard work, it'll work to get you here. But now you got to know what you're doing. Always reach out if you have any questions like that. I tell you, if you go to solutionswithskip.com, you hear me talk about it all the time. You watch the videos, all right? Because a lot of times you're watching the videos, just don't quite understand. But if I could just talk to you one-on-one, even this is good. At least I can kind of direct the question. But I would even take more time because a lot of times, you hear me, but you hear me from someone who's been successful at your job. Guys who are investment bankers or lawyers, they get the sense of confidence because they've achieved things in their life. But they bring that sense of confidence and that logic of what made them great. And it doesn't necessarily work out in fitness, not to the level that they want. And so usually, talking back and forth, it just clears it all up. As you know, I'm a big proponent of talking to you. All right. Because, I sell problems, get my $99 for a series of videos, PDF files, like you see, on the internet all the time. And, the intent could be good, but it's not necessarily about the information that you might think. It's just how does that apply to you, how you're interpreting it. And so when I can talk to you back and forth, I hear how you're interpreting, and I can set you straight so you don't just go on thinking it says this and working hard, but you don't got it quite right, and you're not going to get the gains, right? One thing that that I do is I make myself accessible. As you can see, if you look on my Facebook page, there's a lot of followers, a lot of guys, coming to me, but and you see like the big business guys who fitness and they have all the ads running on YouTube. They pop up, 4 million subscribers. And so they're the face. They're the energy. They're the person you connect with, right? They look great. They, give you the information leading in. And then when you call in, some of them, sell you just programs, some that sell you supplements or whatever way they make a living doing that. Some of them have coaching, but you won't talk to the guy. You won't talk to the guy. They'll farm you out to one of his coaches, and that's not a lot of times, who you connect it to or why, but that's how they do it. Anytime you reach out, anytime, you fill out those forms, you invest in the biggest fitness challenges that older men face, in their solutions, that coaching package that I have where you get one-on-one time with me, click that link, right? Click that at, let me just post that right now. And I want you guys to just, look at that. I'm going to just post a link. Check that out. You hear me talk about it all the time. I just did a video from the gym this morning, and I posted it. And, I say, I don't know why they're serious about it. They don't invest in that. So, you're talking to me. I've helped out so many men just like you. So this is a challenge for you. You're willing to do the work. You've done this work. But, a lot of times, it's just getting that shift. I'm listening where, no, you're not hearing me, but I can hear it back and forth, and we can talk it out, put you on the right track. Let's see here. All right. So Bart says, okay, so MF's in Maine, Eric 54, and struggling that last layer of fat. A lot of times, again, it's not eating enough, but you have to know how much you're eating, what's a little, a lot, or that means nothing, right? Bruce is here. Bruce, how are you doing? Do you have a competition? You're going to be doing another one of those? Let me know. Good to have you here, Bruce, over Bruce Fisher. You're in Pennsylvania, am I right? And Bruce is watching from my Skip LaCour YouTube channel. Again, if you're on Facebook, make sure you're on YouTube. And if you're on YouTube, make sure you're on my Skip LaCour page over on Facebook. Let's see. So Anita's in Pittsburgh, outside the city. Awesome. All right, let's see here. Alberto is from Houston. You guys going through a heat wave right now, Alberto? Hot out there? All right, let's see what Aaron has to say. Aaron over on YouTube. I've always had a belly, but in order to get rid of it, I have to intermittent fast and do cardio and calisthenics. I've been weightlifting for 3 years and bulking. Have a good upper body tone and muscle, but also, let's see, I don't have the rest of what you're saying. Aaron, how old are you? I don't have the rest of what you said. Let me see if I can find that over on YouTube. Let's go ahead and, all right. Weightlifting, and I've always had good upper body muscle, but also, bubble gut. What should I do? Well, I think it's probably a lot in what you call bulking. I wonder how many calories you're eating. Do you know? Maybe just too many calories. And when you're bulking, you think that you're gaining a lot of size, which you are, but is it that quality muscle? If you're getting the bubble gut, probably too much food. But again, you would have to know, and then we can kind of confirm that. I eat more crazy, shake my head. Does that mean you ate more, or you're asking me that? More or less, right? Really, see, that's the thing. You can think that you eat a lot and you think you need to lose weight, but your body kind of adapts. You can eat very little food, and it'll just slow your metabolism down. You won't know it, especially if you've been doing it for a while. And to you, 1,200 calories could be a lot. That's not even close to being enough food if you're active and your ambitious goals. Not even close, but it feels like it is. And even if you ate more, the first few days, you'll feel like you're stuffed because your body isn't used to eating all that food. It'd be so uncomfortable if you had no certainty that's what you should do, a lot of guys will just go back to what they did, eating 1,200 calories. They've heard, you can verify, you see this all over. You'll see how it applies to you. But if you're uncertain, you're not going to go through those uncharted waters, that uncertainty, to know what it feels like to eat more food. So, the first thing you can do is just find out how much food you're eating. Everybody should do this. You don't have to count every calorie, but you can go on an app and just kind of guesstimate. And how much food are you eating? Is it 2,500? Is it 3,000? Is it 1,200? A lot of guys, they're eating a lot less food than they may think, and they have no idea. Whatever that number is, don't just guesstimate, right? Because people, let's see, I kind of heard that 2,500 calories is a good amount. I eat a good amount, so I eat 2,500 calories. Don't do that. Like I said, your body will slow down, with bad habits or inconsistent habits. So whatever feels like a good amount, that's not necessarily true. So find out how many calories you're eating. If you do, nobody can help you if you don't know how many calories. They can just, prescribe something, just eat that, and then it's just random. But you got to know how you got here, how much food you generate, what you think is a lot of food, right? And then when you have that number, now you have something to go by. Everything's just a guess and variables. And then you can look for things. Well, what should the average man my age eat? At least you can see if you're way under or the right amount. But right now it's just, I eat food. It's just not enough. And nutrition is way too important to all that. Seems like it's so easy to do. And it seems so simple, but you can't get started unless you know that. But obviously it isn't that simple, because so few men are even willing to take those steps. They're willing to go to the gym 5 days a week for an hour, break down training routines, but they just can't take that step. And it's just because they don't believe that it has that much of an impact. And until, you try that on and feel it, then you'll never have the appreciation. It'll only be theory. See, there's a lot of things, again, that when you watch videos, oh yeah, I know that. But do you know how important it is? See, when I'm talking back and forth to you on the phone, I know what you hear, and like you're hearing and going, wow, and it's making a 10 out of 10 impression on you. So at least I can get the feeling, well, at least he knows what to do. He's enlightened something, he didn't put a high priority on it, but now at least he does now. And so there's a better chance of doing it. I can hear you and say, yeah. And I'll say, look, I'm looking at your body. You told me what you want. You told me what you're doing and what you don't know what to do. It's not, yeah. You're not putting importance on it. And I won't let you go until I use my experience helping out so many people. And, I'll hammer it down, because you're not going to go anywhere thinking the way you are. It's more of the same isn't going to change it. You're just not knowing what to emphasize. It never made enough of an impression on you. So all this hard work, it's not going where it needs to. And that's where I can pick that through when I actually talk to you on the phone. I'm gonna if this is making an impact, there's a lot of guys. I see guys, I kind of posted, hey, have you ever used coaching? Have you ever used coaching for fitness or anything else? Is what the question, I say, no, never have. I've been training for 15 years. They go, well, yeah, do you look the way that you want? Right. And I get that. There's a lot of guys like that, but some guys that just skip all that, they get into this, they're older, they just get the information that they need. Let's see here. Anyway, I put my number down there. You guys want to text me if this is a stimulating conversation for you. Let's see here. Let me. Okay, so there, text me if you want to reach out. We'll talk. Let's see. Aaron said, sorry, YouTube limits characters that could get. Okay, no worries. All right. Alberto says, deadlift, squats, and bench press burns fat and strengthens bones. Lift weights wisely and get plenty of rest. 7 to 8 hours. Eat smart. Listen to your body. Is that a question or a statement? Right? Because deadlift, squats, and bench press, do they burn fat? Is that a question, or are you telling me that? strengthens the bones. All right. Let me know if that's a question. Do you take any creatine? Yes, I do. Last time I took it was 3 months. Let's see, what do you say here? I felt like I was getting withdrawals and very weak, but so strong when taking it. Mark from Maine. Well, what creatine does, it volumizes your muscles. Your muscles are 35 percent of your body. They're 70% fluid, and good fluid. And creatine, all it does is simply volumize those muscles more leverage. It does a lot of other things too that will help you with strength. All right. Not more than that, not less than that, right? And so Aaron is 5'11" and 3/4, weighs 215. Let's see. You're 38. Okay. So I work out 6 times a week for an hour and a half, 2 hours a day. It's a lot of working out. Got a lot of time to work out. Kenny, hello, hello, hello. So glad you are here, sir. Great having you here, Kenny. All right, guys. You guys ever want to talk about guy stuff, not fitness stuff? If you have any questions, let me know. Like I said, I don't really get the opportunity a lot of times to talk about. There's a lot of other things sometimes that are fun to talk about. Let's see how I'm going to. Kind of there we go. All right, guys. You guys have any more questions? Anything? Thought I'd just pop in. Jeff, how are you, sir? Good to see you, Jeff. Hope you're doing well. This works for me. Yeah, Alberto, see, that's the thing is you can do a lot of things, right? And it can work, right? But what's making it work, right? And that's the thing. A lot of guys, especially, in the fitness world, they do. I always talk about the 80-20 rule. You do the 100 things. Well, you can do all 100 things, right? And you can look great, right? And if you look great, that's all that matters. If you have 6 days a week, 2 hours to work out, you can do all those things. 38 years old, your life affords it. You know what? Great. Have a ball and look great. Congratulations. That's awesome. You're meeting your goals. See, the challenge comes in for a lot of guys who are older and they're busy. They take all those 100 things, so to speak, and only 20 of them make a difference. All right. So even if they didn't do all 100 things, like maybe a younger guy who has all the time in the world, if they're missing the things that really matter and they're doing all this extra stuff, they're not going to get the results. You're going to be a lot of activity, putting a lot of effort in and not getting the results. Right. And look, in my 30 years, I did all kinds. I wanted to be the best. I look back now, this isn't what did that. I look great. No doubt about it. The end product was great. But I don't want to. I can't. I don't want to do all those things. Got a family and a responsibility. And if you don't have all that stuff, like I said, have a ball, look great, enjoy the journey, right? Do what works for you. But if, and maybe that's not your case because it's working for you, but there's a lot of guys who will do things that don't really matter. And then when they can't do that, like, I messed up, can't do all these things, right? And then they don't do anything. And the thing about it is, if they did maybe these 20 things really well and started trying to do 50 things, and when 30 of them don't matter, they can win the game. They can look great, and it can fit in their time schedule because they don't have 6 days a week, 2.5 hours. Because you don't need that at this age to look great, feel great. You don't need all that time, in the gym. Now, you can have all that time, and if it works, enjoyable, that's great. So I really cater to men who want to, not because they're the farthest thing from lazy, right? They got great lives. They produce in a lot of areas of their life, but they just can't devote so many hours, so much brain space when they don't have to. And it's not because they're not lazy. They just got other things going on. And that's what makes it work for them. So I just help men. And again, going through the route, there's nobody more dedicated than me. Nobody who was willing to, do this little thing, right? I see this like, on TikTok. I was thinking, so if you're on TikTok, Skip LaCour, I'm thinking, well, what value can I add, over there, right? Rather than just be another fitness channel. And I don't even know how many older guys are even on TikTok, at least not yet. And when I watch that, man, if I was in fitness, I want to get information. That would be so frustrating for me, because you get these 15-second, 30-second videos that get you on the algorithm, and it's just one after another. And the opinions and the strategies and the attitudes, it's such a wide range, saying all these type of things. And it would make my brain explode. I'm glad that I didn't have all that in front of me. All right. Then what if you really look at it, maybe this is what I see, is because there's so many different points of views, the younger, the older, different priorities. Now all they do is fight with each other. And all they do is call out the one guy who said this, and that isn't what it is. And so now I'm looking at the algorithm, and it's just, this guy says this, and that's not true, and this is that. And I'm thinking, God, if I was older and all I wanted was information, I'm thinking it would just make my brain explode, right? And so, what I am going to do is, they can go to my website. I mean, I've got so many videos there to explain every question that could possibly be answered, right? If they want my opinion. But what I'm going to do, I'm going to take a more positive approach, and I'm not going to just pick out the ones that are doing it wrong. I'm just going to pick out, and I started this already. A guy could, maybe he doesn't have big muscles, or he doesn't look cool, or whatever, doesn't have trophies. It could be younger or older. It could be a woman, just a dietitian, general. When they know what they're talking about, I'm just going to say, hey, older guys, this is a good account to follow. What she says here, and I did that on my Facebook page. What she said is the biggest challenge that she sees as a registered dietitian. That is the same exact challenge that I run into with the older men who are more serious about it. So it must be a people challenge, but her challenge was the number one challenge I see, and she was trying to explain it, because again, there's so much infighting. So at least, so that's the angle. I'm just going to point you guys to the TikTok channels that can get you the information you need, and not necessarily slam everyone else, because I could do that all day long. But getting back to what I was saying, so, and I get this because, when I was competing, I did everything. I wanted to be the best, right? I broke it down. And so you get on these thoughts that, okay, well, this little thing, oh, wow, that's making the distinction. I did that with so many things. And, I was on the internet when it first launched with the website. I'll give you an example, because I was just talking about this recently with somebody at the gym, is that, I don't know if I invented it way back there, or I don't know, is like I would do my calves. I would do it straight, point it in, and point it out. And that's how I would do all my calf exercises. And, I had all the technology. I was really into it. I would post that. Wasn't a lot of people posting too, so it was seen by a lot of people. And that's what I believed was a next level distinction, to take my calves to the next level. And I had great calves and this and that. Looking back, and I haven't done that, I don't know, probably for 20 years or whatever, right? But it feels like it's a next level distinction. It feels like it makes sense. And I said that. I wasn't trying to deceive anybody. And I can tell you, there's a lot of things like that I probably did, that I really felt. And I see that all over with the young guys. They have the best intentions. And one thing I see is that, like for chest, the big thing is, it seems to me that all the young guys, they're in quest for an upper chest, right? And so there's some exercise. I've been in the gym for 32 years, and never really, I don't think I've seen anybody talk about it, let alone do it, is, they get a dumbbell. And that dumbbell doesn't look like it's even more than 20 pounds. And then they do this upward motion, and they're standing there. hey guys, you want to really develop that upper chest? This is the exercise to do it, right? I'm thinking, that 20-pound dumbbell isn't doing anything. You can't form your chest like clay with 20 pounds, right? Now, I can see where they kind of feel it there. But the truth of the matter is they're probably doing the heavy bench press, doing some inclines, doing the basics. They're being consistent. They're backing up with nutrition, and they kind of added this thing in. And they're attributing it, that one little tack on, they're representing like that's the thing that you need to do. No, they did all those other things. That's what did it. And that one just kind of feels good. And there's all kinds of information like that. That's probably just confusing the heck out of you guys. I guess what exercise do you recommend to shrink the pot belly? That's going to be your diet. It's not going to be exercises. All right. It's not going to be exercises. All right. All right. 58 years old. Mark. Let's see. Mark says 58 years old. And I work 10 hours a day, Monday through Thursday, and usually on Friday too. I don't get much rest. How often? Let's see, where is that? How often should? Let's see, do I have the rest of that somewhere? Let's see. I didn't see it. How often should I rest? Let me know, Mark. All right, guys. Let me see here. All right. Well, it's good catching up with you guys. That is so true what you're saying. Great advice. What's that, Bruce, exactly did you find valuable? I'm curious. So, hey, join me on TikTok too. Make sure you like, all right? But that's how I'm going to make it. There's a couple things too. So, as you guys know, I'm really into personal development. I help out a lot of men, not after their fitness. That's where we focus on, getting life even better at this point. We look at life differently. And there's a lot of things going on YouTube. So, on TikTok. So I think only on that format, I'm going to start giving my point of view on some of these current events and life situations and dramas and challenges over there too. I'll test it out there, but I'll just keep it about fitness on YouTube and on Facebook. All right. I'll test it out there. See how you guys like that. Let's see. Oh, so my wife says, it says, how often should I train each body part, once or twice a week? Well, really, how often can you train the body part, right? So if you can only train it once, or you prefer to train it once, you can only be in a limited time in the gym, you can get it done, right? But you have to know what intensity is. You can't have I train a body part a twice a week mentality. You can't have a twice a week mentality and only train it once. There's a whole different level of breaking it down, 1 more rep, 5 more pounds, when it's the only time you train. It's a different mentality. All right. So you can get by with 1 time a week if you know what you're doing. All right. And you train with that intensity, and that'll work well for your schedule. But if you don't know that, or you're not really kind of pushing it, then just train twice a week if you could put that in. If you can't fit that in, then there's no sense doing it twice a week because you can't keep up with it. Now, I don't know. It really depends on your schedule. But if you're going to do it once, you got to crank up the intensity, and you can make it work. So really, it's not necessarily 1 day or 2 day. It's the mentality and how the person attacks it during his 1 day or 2 day that will make it work or be less effective. So that's the answer. I mean, if I was just playing it safe and I'm just giving random information on the internet, I would probably just say, just train it twice a week, because, most people aren't going to train so hard that they're going to, just blow things up by training it twice a week. They're going to homogenize. They're going to, soften it. They're going to make it less intense to survive the 2 workouts a week. So if I was just giving random information, that's what I would say. Now, if you were my coaching client and you stepped up and you were determined to get the next level, I would say, what can you realistically do? What do you want? What are your goals? How often can you get to the gym? Where you can do it not only now, but 5 years from now. And I would start with what you can do and teach you how to condense the intensity, what that means, how to train, knowing what volume is, what all the markers. I would train you to make sure if you did it once a week that you get out of it, not just give you a black and white answer, 1 or 2. Okay, do 1. You don't have time for it. I'd make sure that you matched the intensity, the knowledge. You did the progressive overload. I would make sure you knew what that meant. So you would make it work. Anthony, hello, sir. Good to have you here, Anthony. How have you been? See a picture of you and your girlfriend. That's awesome. She looks beautiful. Happy for you. I know that that was something that that makes life a lot more better. So when we hooked up a couple of years ago, Dave John says, same question. My gut is blowing up. What do I got to do? You got to stop eating, right? You got to know how many calories you're eating to even know what that would be anyway. All right. Let's see here. Yeah, I hate to give you guys generic answers, but if I don't know your specifics, I can't talk to your specific situation. All right, guys. I should do this. You guys enjoying this? I got a lot of time where I can pop on, do what I can to add value. Go to Solutions with Skip. Check that out, that offer. We can talk one-on-one. I'll post that down below. Check out that video. All right, guys. Hey, have a great night. Let's live with a sense of urgency. We have to when we're a little bit older. Got more time behind us than we do in front of us. All right. So have a great day. You're welcome, Anthony. All right, guys. Take care. Have a great night.